This perfectly normal image is single-handedly sparking a very wide spectrum of emotions. Some people look at this image and with each face and detail they recognize, they get more angry and annoyed. Others are more than happy that all of those virtual characters are happily and proudly standing next to each other in this nice single frame. And of course, there are the normal people who have no idea why those people are on a street waiting for a truck to run them over. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of silly game theories that are guaranteed to make people angry in the comments. In case you didn't know, the image I was talking about in the intro is the infamous LGBTQ+ representation package shown through gay soldier, lesbian tracer, and I don't remember nor care about the rest of them. But what if I told you one character here is missing, one that has been in the game since the old days and one that is already phenomenal at smashing everyone no matter their gender? That's right, the big boy Reinhardt himself gets his turn for today's game theory. After digging through his lore when I was reviewing him, by the way, you should totally check out that episode right after this one, I was shocked with how little information is given about his love life. I'm not joking when I say his love for sausages has more quotes than his love for other people. Sausages. What do you associate with sausages? The answer? Men. Is this the very first hint that points towards Reinhardt, a virtual 7-feet hammer-wielding giant, prefer men over women? Buckle up, because this theory has not allowed me to sleep for the past few weeks and I've been collecting all the subtle hints, learning about all of his relationships, the way he talks, the way he reacts to people, the way he enjoys smashing. Ladies and gentlemen, get your tinfoil hats up, because with total seriousness and absolutely no joking around, I present to you my theory on how Reinhardt is secretly homosexual. Let's start with the most obvious factor in this whole theory, that is Reinhardt's love life. Reinhardt has no love life. With that out of our way, let's get into the second most important thing, which are his relationships. As many of you know, or if you did watch my hero review, most of the time Reinhardt is coexisting with Bridget, right by her side. But hey, simply, isn't Bridget a woman? No! I mean, yes, but you're wrong if you think that this means anything. Remember, Bridget is Torbjorn's daughter, and as the lore says, Torbjorn has made Reinhardt her godfather. So in other words, Reinhardt is Bridget's uncle. That's family, and we do not make family do the business on this channel. What if I told you that by spending so much time with Bridget, the skyscraper man is trying to lower Torbjorn's guard? That's right, dear viewers, our first potential love interest of the hammer dude is another hammer dude. By taking care of Bridget, he is proving himself to be a good partner, that he is trustworthy, good-hearted, and very kind. This in theory leads to building a stronger bond between the two, and that's exactly what Reinhardt wants. Need more proof? You wouldn't risk your life for just anyone, and as it turns out, Reinhardt is responsible for saving Torbjorn in the Omni crisis. He didn't do it for the reward, and didn't do it because it was his job. He did it because he cares about the dwarf. After the incident, Torbjorn lets him name his daughter, which his wife doesn't seem to care about, which is weird, but this singular act means that in reality, this child, aka Bridget, is more of a Torbjorn/Reinhardt deal, rather than Torbjorn/Ingrid. And yes, that's the Torbjorn's wife name. The more you know. This is great. Another strong bond between the two, and one step closer into getting access to that sweet dwarf device. Need more proof? With the release of totally not garbage boring long-awaited locked behind paywall PvE missions, we also got ourselves some sweet cutscenes, and in one particular scene, we get our two Hammer Bros exchanging this dialogue.
Is online. We might even have Sojourn back. There's new blood on the team, and we have so much to teach them. Once we do, we should be able to take out Null Sector for good, and then things will be back to the way they were!
I'm sorry, Reinhardt. I can't go with you.
Shut the f- Just look at how sad Reinhardt is when he finds out his crush, Torbjorn, doesn't want to come with him. And shortly after, he goes back to his typical happy Reinhardt phase, which is most likely the depression acting up and a cope mechanism due to his trauma in Eichenwalde. But that's a theory for another day. The news breaks him inside, as he knows there are many more people waiting for him back at the Overwatch headquarters, so even if he wants to stay, he can't shatter the hero facade he has been building up for such a long time. Haha, get it? Shudder. Going back to Eichenwalde incident, Reinhardt has been serving in the army before he became the Crusader, and as the data says, most people who are in the army are male. Same with him already being in the Crusader clan, you can even see this in the cinematic. All over the place there are only male soldiers, with some singular exceptions. Yes, there are some holes in this theory, but trust me, we only care about the Torbjorn hole. Throughout this time, he made some real good friends and met some great people who later became his biggest influence in his decision making. I'm not saying that Reinhardt also had a crush on his mentor, but I'm also saying that Reinhardt might have had a crush on his mentor. The fact he wanted to stay by his side over the rest of his fellow soldiers meant he valued him more over the humans. Did he value him enough to call it love? Perhaps, but with a glimmer of hope that his friend Balderreich, yes, will pull through. He listened to his orders and went back to regroup with his squad of pathetic humans. I could also plug in the showing off in the bar before the battle to perhaps impress him with the artistic and blade-wielding skills he has as a method of trying to get him into Reinhardt slightly more, but we don't want to go too crazy in this theory, right? Lastly, let me remind you how serious his reaction is when he visits the place where his friend has his last breath. The face is serious, the tone is more than bone-chilling, and it gives off a vibe that if Bridget would say one word wrong, she would get face-planted into a solid brick wall in a blink of an eye. And of course, we cannot forget the influence of the leader of the Overwatch organization, that was Soldier 76, aka Jack Morrison, aka Gay Guy. I'm not saying that because Jack is gay, so is Reinhardt. No, that would be stupid, but what is an important factor that I will not gloss over is how he reacts when people talk about him. There is a propaganda spread around the Overwatch universe that Soldier 76 died in an explosion somewhere in Switzerland, but we all know how true that is, and so does Reinhardt. This brings us to the short and sweet exchange between him and Sojourn. Now, tell me, what do you take out of this? Reinhardt is sad that his friend is gone? Or maybe he's jealous of him that he has the determination to chase down his own crush Dev Boy. There are many implications of this short dialogue, but for the sake of this video, I will say that this quite simply implies Reinhardt is jealous of Soldier 76, because even if he is loud, he cannot express his true feelings through actions as well as Soldier does. Rapid fire segment! Reinhardt shows much more enthusiasm when Lucio joins the Overwatch team compared to the female characters. Reinhardt never shows romantic love towards any female characters, but there are many situations where we could say Reinhardt is engaging in the so-called bromance with other males. Reinhardt has never clearly declined if he's gay or not. Reinhardt loves to drink beer, which might cause him to do silly things under the influence of alcohol. Reinhardt is a very outgoing, brave, and most importantly, fearless fella, which means he is more likely to engage in homosexual activities than Genji or Hammond. The dance he had with Ana at Watchpoint Gibraltar is, in my opinion, a decoy, so people around wouldn't suspect a thing. Your trickery won't work on me, Blizzard, this time. With all the evidence I have provided in this video, I'm here to conclude that there's too much stuff to simply gloss over them. There has to be something to all of those mischievous details Blizzard has left here and there, and that's why I think Reinhardt is a hidden member of the LGBTQ+ organization, representing the homosexual clan. And now, after concluding this spectacular segment, it is time to have my random tangent outro. Woo! As you might imagine, the video is partially a joke. Please do not treat it too seriously, as I'd like to remind you all that we're talking about a video game after all, not even a good one. So if I see a singular moron in the comments who will be calling me out for homophobia or some form of slander, I'll just assume they didn't watch the whole video and made themselves look silly. Anyways, if you did enjoy the video, then make sure to subscribe. Perhaps we can manage to get to 10k before the year ends, that would be epic. And if you find any more evidence suggesting our big German friend is indeed in love with other fellow men, then pull up in the comments. I'll gladly hear what you guys have to say about this stupid topic. Other than that, remember to check out the Reinhardt review of mine. Thanks for watching, have a lovely day, bye bye!